What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 23 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, Kroq has reached the World's Edge Mountain, swiftly taking the World's Edge Archway, High Place, and Mount Squighorn, and has now pretty much broken the Crooked Moon faction. In fact, just out of curiosity, what do they have in terms of settlements remaining? Do they have any settlements remaining? Greenskins, where are ya? Crooked Moon, Mutinous Gets no. Regular Crooked Moon is out. 0 settlements left. The Mount Gunbad has gone to Karak-Kadrin. We've taken these 3 of theirs, so they're pretty much done for. And I believe they have no choice but to attack Karak-Azgal, which, because it's a siege, they will simply fail at. Unless they have another army. Oh man, we never found Skarsnik, did we? I guess he was dead all along. Oh well, the real Skarsnik is the friends you make along the way. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this time around, we are approaching Arcan the Black and several of our armies, Chameleon and Kanos Kieran namely, who are full-fledged armies at this point, are going to head out towards him. We do, however, need to get them their mages, so we're gonna go with the Dicky Dick here, who has a pretty good name, and we're gonna pop that into the Skink army because it, well, melee attack +1 on leadership, buff up the skinks a little bit. Granted, we could try to wait for a Skink Master, but honestly, Skink Master is kind of an inferior buff anyway. Also, I forgot what you guys all had. Vigorous, and Cunning. Okay, yeah, so these are all pretty decent. Makes sense. Discipline, Dicky Dick, you're gonna go here, and we will also need a mage for Kanos here. The thing there, though, is... Kroq-Gar leader is great, but not for this army. We're not gonna make it a Kroq-Gar army, but we could put it in temporarily and then use it and then just trade it away. The thing is, we want to get a Skyrider, but of the lore of the heavens, to have this mage be in Tic-Tac-Toe's army, because this guy isn't a Skyrider, and while Blood Frenzy is great, we do need to swap him out. Yeah, alright, fine. Let's take the Kroq-Gar leader, and we'll hopefully get Skyrider on a Lore of the Heavens at some point. But we might never, so who knows. Let's just wait. More buffs for Tic Tac. And now, Chameleon, you are going to go into ambush right here. 90% chance, eh? I don't know whether this will succeed, but you can give it a try. I, in fact, think that Arcan might be dead because he's kind of surrounded by the Greybeard's prospectors, who I would attack if it wasn't for the fact that we need enough armies to do this at the same time, so we probably need at least 3. And then Kanos Kier, you can move in camp stance like right here. I don't really care about the trespassing. And you guys just stay where you are until Kowal generates the troops that he needs to generate. Tic Tac, you're kind of avoiding a plague right now, so you're gonna have to take some time to take Galbaraz. Maybe it'll be worthwhile to trade. Just out of curiosity, it's worth nothing right now because I think we need to upgrade it.
Make it snappy, I've got work
Actually, it's worth 4.0, it's something. It's something. It'll probably be worth a lot more if we give the other territories to you, or if we simply upgrade it. Though at 960, how much is it worth to you now?
Casting the rules.
Just out of curiosity.
Let's drink
1590. So we get back our money, but it'll count as a gift. Or we could wait, and it might be worth a lot more over time if we allow it to upgrade. But are we really willing to wait that many turns? I'm not sure. We'll hold off on upgrading it or doing anything with it for now. Might even directly tell Thorek to capture these, but also maybe later. If it wasn't for the plague, we'd probably not bother with it. Now, Gila, you are still trying to find us a Mazda Mundi, so keep going north, though I'm assuming that it's going to take you some time to find him. Farak, just stay where you are. You're gonna have to wait, and we will have to recruit. Now, I guess you can start on the recruitment. You know what? You can take some of this stuff, like one of these guys, away from Kowal. And Kowal, you can begin recruiting... Oh wow, we barely have any money. You know what? Maybe we wait. We need to upgrade the Blood Shrines of Sotek anyway to increase our Sally capacity and to get Ancient Sallies, which are going to be part of the big arm, or the Fire Army rather. So we'll do that right now, and that is unfortunately pretty much all the money. Unless we want to trade something to Imric right now. You know, maybe we'll wait a turn. I'm just a little bit concerned about how much the dwarfs don't like us giving stuff to Imric, so I'd rather move out of this territory first, and then next turn we can trade both Mount Silver Spear to Imric and some stuff. Oh, you know what we could do, though? We could trade something to you. Let's say World's Edge Archway, because I don't feel like repairing it.
Aye, I'll have your words.
Like so. It's for 21, not bad. And then we will go and trade agreement and non-aggression pact and money. Lovely.
I agree.
Alright, at least Karak-Kadrin's gonna be happy about this, moving up to 72, and then we'll give them the World's Edge Archways, or the High Place as well, let's say in 2 turns, once their money recovers, and once we build a cheap building here, to make it worth more money. Beautiful. Alright, anybody else need to do anything? Crocky, you are going to stay in the settlement because you need healing. Though, ooh, another point on Lord Kroq, I'll take it. Croaky, what's the next best thing? Eternal Guardians is pretty good, but I think we gotta go with Shield of Sapphire. It's just too, it's too useful. Then, now that we have Shield of Sapphire and Replenished Troops maxed out, we're probably going to start maxing out Deliverance of ITZA. It'll be a while before we can get Returning Power or anything here. And we do want Geomantic Healing or Transcendent Healing. But I think out of all this, it's probably still Deliverance of ITZA maxing out that's going to be the best. And then maybe some stuff here. Alrighty, well, we'll deal with that as we go, and same with the other points. They're not super important right now. Let's also get a tech up and running. And we did want to go through this entire line. But, you know, let's get Tablet of Monuments first, just because it's at 2 turns only. And then we'll continue in this. Alright, the rest of that looks good to me. So skip, skip, skip. Lord not moved. Probably one of you, it's irrelevant. Skip damage building, that's probably one that we don't need to deal with. And the turn, let's hope that Arcan comes for us. Oh. Okay, no, you guys are holding on to your points. He could also have like 3 armies nearby. Oh, well, 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 Grisguts is back. Maybe we will try to send Tic Tac to hunt him down after all. He did hide, and we did want to attack him, and then we couldn't because... Hey, this actually worked out. The deployment somewhat failed. We're just going to auto-resolve this because there's no real point in fighting this. And we will go for Exterminate. I don't think the extra research is actually going to be all that. You know what? Yeah, it's not going to make any difference right now. Finally, that little army is gone, though. Alrighty, Arcan seems to be gone as well, though he might have died to the Greybeard's Prospectors, and we're headed out to Al-Haik anyway. Though hopefully with a mage in tow. There will be a slight difference in the movement of these guys, but the 2 armies should be able to take care of business. Military alliance, no thank you. That just screws up our Confederation chances, which we obviously don't want. Ironbrow's expedition mission successful, lovely, that'll mean more Iron Drakes. Hydroxy, or Pyroxy rather, has got an Opal Amulet. Scarecrow Banner, yes, that's nice. Ambush Foil to Soko Rismate clearly didn't matter, and Karak-Azgal did get sieged. Oh, now Skarsnik's back. Okay, you know, so there's a problem. Will Skarsnik give up if we try to move this way? I'd like to get his defeat trait on one of you guys. You know what? Go into ambush. We'll see if Skarsnik takes more than 1 turn. And then you, can you go into ambush as well? You can try and go into a regular stance. You could possibly draw out the garrison here. Alright, just go like this. Also an ambush. And we'll see. It would really be nice to get the trade on somebody at least. Plus, moving closer to this direction is actually a good thing, because we need to join some of these armies together. Tic Tac, you're still going to wait for the plague. We got another 2 turns, so we could either hang out here and try to continue, or continue trying to avoid it, or you can move southward to try to get Grisguts. He's got a full stack now as well, or we could just continue ignoring him. He's going to just run from us again. You know what, maybe we'll come back around to him and... Ooh, hello, Arcan. Oh, you're in march stance. Oh, my. Okay, so we can attack you. Lovely. We could use both armies, but do we need to? Probably not. Not by the looks of it. Chameleon, how close are you to Al-Haik? Which of you is better on the siege? On the siege it's Kano's-Kir, but his army is very different now than it used to be, and I would kind of like to use it in its current state. Also, you're disciplined, so you're going this way. You are going to join Kano's-Kir, who is going to attack Arcan. Ah, there's another army nearby. And possibly a much better one, because it has a Cambrian War Sphinx. Nonetheless. You're gonna screw up the movement, so Kanos, we're gonna wait for you to attack. And the rest of you can stay where you are. Also wanted to keep an eye on this. These guys are probably going to take Al-Khalabad, but we don't care about that. Anyway, we're gonna fight that in a second. I just want to make sure we deal with this. Oh wow, Queek's settlement here is being attacked, isn't it? Too bad for him. Kroq-Gar, you are going to go right here. Stay in our own territory, don't suffer attrition. You're gonna head down to Carrick-Drawn. Then, you're gonna still be building. We're going to want to trade Mount Squighorn to you.
Ask your favor, and I will
Mount
check
Squighorn,
with the
worth 28, very nice. You could give us a lot of money, which is great, but what we actually need is for you to be friends with these elves, which means we need you to declare war on a bunch of other factions. Which it looks like you're very much willing to do. And still willing to give us money. Oh, I love these dwarfs and their willingness to bankroll us. You're gonna do this now. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so.
I agree.
Like so. Now our public order, our relationship is rising, and now you're at you're at war with most of the same factions that Imric is. Now what we gotta do is trade Imric Mount Silverspear.
I was born to commune with dragons.
Like so. It's not worth a crazy amount, but we will... Oh, he's already at war. We already did this. Okay, fine. You can give us a lot less money. We can do a defensive alliance later. Just give us some money.
Behold,
We'll wait for him to get more, and then we'll trade him the... we'll trade him Tower of Gorgoth afterwards, because it's worth a lot more than the other stuff is. Actually, just out of curiosity, what was what was this worth? Crookback Mountain? No. Tower of Gorgoth. 50.9. It's a shame that you can't vassalize Imric. It's honestly a little bit odd, but it's not even an option. Because I'm willing to bet that he would have been willing to become our vassal for that trade, because it's such a good one. Also, Kroq-Gar, keep channeling, and stay right there. Alrighty, I think that's more than enough admin for now, so Kano's-Kir, 'tis time for you to fight once more. Let's get you some ancillaries, if we have any to spare. Scarecrow Banner is going on tic-tac-toe. Really, all the anti-air stuff is. Razor Standard... Wailing Banner on Chameleon. Is there anything here that we don't need? Because you could have the Standard of Discipline. Man, how have we not gotten any more administrators? We've gotten one. We really need a few more. Hibernation Attendant. Rat Spawn Sacrifice doesn't really help you. And do we have any enchanted items that are free? Let's see. Talisman, Armor. What does this do again? Not a bad armor. Not a great one, but not a bad one. More armor, Shield of the Mirrored Pool, Talisman of Endurance. Plenty of talismans, but not too many in the way of enchanted items. Sword of the Hornet. We're gonna probably delete some of the stuff. Probably the Opal Amulets and the Biting Blade. Not the Warrior Bane, because it's actually useful. There's a Potion of Speed here. Dragon Helm, Dragonbane Gem. First Charm of Tepok, Burning Blade of Chotek. Does enable fire attacks. But you know what? We're going to fuse you two into another Talisman of Endurance. Which is identical to the Glyph Necklace, so that doesn't... oh, it doesn't really help us. What does this do again? Oh, it's a miscast reduction. We might keep that. And the Ruby Rings of Ruin for the firearm. Damn it, okay, fine. There's no enchanted item attack without it. We'll get more items as we go anyway. Kano's-Kir. Let's see what you can do, buddy. And then next turn you'll get your mage. Let's see, we can take the... Oh, we're gonna get some help. Not that we need it, mind you, but I want to enjoy the battle nonetheless. Let's get the Standard of Discipline on... I guess you yourself. Personal Standard of Discipline. And here we go. It's your debut in your current army's form. Alrighty. Oh man, once again I forgot to give Kroq-Gar back his mount. My bad. But you know, once he gets his Carnosaur, it'll automatically put him on a mount, I guess. Anyway, we have deployed in kind of an interesting way where our reinforcing quote-unquote allies are going to be appearing on the other side of the enemy army to ours. So they're going to be stuck between lizards and Sigmarite cultists. We are going to begin the battle, however, by having our grudge throwers throw those rocks around and hopefully knock at least a few of the enemies out of the picture. We'll see if we can get them to charge us, but honestly, maybe it would be better if the enemy approached instead. And we shall see what exactly Arcan does towards us, though I have a feeling that the AI would probably try to focus us over the other AI rather. I just have a feeling. I'm not 100% sure, mind you. Ah, look at our little dino buddies. We have Stegs and Basties working together now. Oh, lovely. We got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big dinos in this army, and the Amazon Barb, if we count that, for a 6th, and then we'll have the Carnosaur riding Lord. I'm just thinking maybe we'll probably also get a few Saurus heroes in here as well. We do have a pretty big Saurus line after all, and they should both buff the Saurus and reduce their upkeep. Yeah, just like Kroq, we probably would need that in here, and it'll add more Carnosaurs to the battlefield as well. Anyway, the enemy's going to move some bats around, but the bats are only going to get knocked out of the sky by the chameleon skinks, even in the relatively small numbers that the latter are in. And it looks like they don't actually want to charge us so much as cover overhead, preparing to, as the AI likes to do on the flanks, while it waits for units to arrive. And speaking of units arriving, here we go. The army of our allies is here, and they're going to start with some fire rain, Hellstorm rocket batteries every time, while we hit the Arcan in the back with our solar engine and our grudge throwers. So now he's got artillery from 2 directions. Must be an awful place to be. Maybe he thought that this high ground was the place to be to hold us all off, but really this has just made him a target from both directions. Alrighty, and it looks like he's annoyed now and will actually charge us. Whether it's because this is a player that it's charging, or whether it's actually because the our army is just a little bit closer to theirs, I don't know. Alrighty, the Dire Doggos are going to move in unsupported and are actually going to charge Kroq-Gar and one of the Basties, the Solar Engine Basti, directly. Not such a great idea, as I don't imagine they'll achieve anything here. Oh damn, Kroq-Gar doing some fancy flips. I guess we don't see a lot of the Saurus are just fighting on foot nowadays, or at least not the Lord and Hero Saurus, mostly because they have mounts. So it's nice to see Kroq-Gar do his thing. Yeah, lots of jumps and flips, huh? Alright, and here comes some Corrupt Horrors, double charge, 2 getting knocked out by the Steg and the Basti, and this is also not the best place to be charging. Alrighty, and let's see what we've got here. The enemy balance of power is at about 10% in, well, obviously, in 10% in their favor. Arcan is coming in, however, with the rest of his army, though they are getting bombarded by both our artillery and our allies, though I don't imagine we'll get a lot of help from our allies in this particular battle, as I do imagine that the enemy army will be dead by the time they get here. Our dinos are overwhelming the enemy crypt horrors. Arcan is going to move in to try to help and knock out at least a few of the Saurus by the looks of it, but we'll get countercharged by our Steg, and it looks like he's going to back up. Maybe he just wants to cycle charge. Yes, he's going to come back in, though I'm not sure that's such a good idea. Alrighty, and of course the Amazon Barb is also firing at him at the same time, and will probably be doing quite a bit of damage. Crypt Horrors are still fighting, map's still shaking. Yeah, it's definitely one of the annoying aspects. I know I mentioned this before of having dino-heavy armies. The map just shakes so much when you're trying to get some good shots. Well, Arcan decides that he doesn't want any part of the dino-heavy portion of the battlefield and is instead going to charge our chameleon skinks. Probably a smart move, as he can actually kill some of them, and by the looks of it has knocked a dozen or so out. Unfortunately, the stag with its armor piercing and armor sundering knocks Arcan down, and the battle is pretty much over as the rest of his army begins to fade away. Oh look, we got some help, and funnily enough it's a Knight's Panther, who I've been using in my own Empire campaign just now. Lovely. Alrighty, well, obviously a decisive victory. I think the only real damage done was to that one unit of chameleon skinks that got charged by Arcan. Didn't quite expect him to suddenly run away from the main portion of the battlefield, but good on him for at least doing something before he was sent, for now, to the grave. Alrighty, yeah, I feel a little bit bad for Arcan there, but, well, it's his problem, I suppose. Poor guy. Definitely got squished between both of our armies. Now, we could heal up, but it's only for one unit, so it feels like it's not worth it. Let's just release the captives for additional money to fund whatever else we're doing. Now, so close to being able to move back and have you join our army, but not yet. Not this turn, I guess. Not to worry, next time. You. I wonder if King Senosret would be willing to attack us or not. Somehow I doubt it, but who knows. If he has two armies, just in case, we'll stay near these guys. And, well, we're still gonna betray them, but might as well make use of them before we do. Alrighty, now, in terms of whoever else needs to move, Chameleon, you... Let's put you into ambush stance. Well, actually, ambush won't let you travel as far. Let's just go to channeling stance and start moving towards El Haik. I'd like for you to be able to reach it next turn. And we do have an army being built up here, but most likely it will not be enough. At least it doesn't feel like it will. Lovely. Also, I do believe there's a Skull Island here, and there's still a Skull Island here, so after we're done with Arcan and we're done with Cult of Sigmar, we're gonna sail both those armies down here to start dealing with Kairos, and we can take those two Skull Islands for 40k money on our way there. Kowal, you will still need to recruit stuff, and I think you will have enough money to do so this turn, but we'll check. Tic-tac. I think we are going to go north, but I guess carefully so that we don't get the plague. I guess we could go this way and stop on by at Granty Mingle first, but the thing is, we don't really want to bother trying to defend it. And this guy's plague will end. Yeah, you know what, screw it. We'll let Thorek take care of it, maybe. In the sense that if he fails, then we'll do it ourselves. End camp stance for you, then go all the way to as close to this place as you can. What is this? Arcan Blackened. Diplomatic relations with Tomb Kings. Swell. Not super helpful for us right now, but swell. And the rest of this is fine. Okie dokie. Got 100 alignments as well, but nothing to spend them on as yet. Okie dokie, what else do we have? Kowal cannot move, but he will recruit Farak. Yes. You can just keep staying here. I mean, I guess technically we could start recruiting some stuff. Let's put you into a camp stance. What are we in terms of this? We are nearly able to get our second Iron Drake. Ooh. And then our first Iron Drake from here, not quite yet, but 2 is better than none. Let's start with 1. You know what, I'd actually really like to start them both at the same time, but just do it. And just do it. It's not like we're ever not going to be allied with Thorek. Ally missions. King Kura. What about King Sahut? No, I see King Senosret, but I have a feeling that he's going to get killed by the Cult of Sigmar. And knowing that this guy's not on the list, but I guess we'll try Senosret. We might reach King Khura, but the mission might reset next turn as well, so who knows. Alrighty, the rest of you look good to me. Grukox and Hela, you have several things to do. Grukox, you need to find both the northern and western provinces and whatever other Cathians that you can find. Hela, you need to find Mazdamundi. We'll take a look at factions encountered in a second. Alright, have we spotted them? Hexoatl encountered, parts of Sartosa and Blessed Dread. Hexoatl, you're the obvious first pick. Let us get a trade agreement going with you. We actually have to pay you, huh? Alright. That's fine as long as we start growing our rep with you. Might as well check quick deal while we're here. Let's see if there's anything else. Citadel of Dusk wants some military access. Yeah, that's fine. We're probably not going to suddenly attack them. Probably. Confederation ITZA. Yes. Alrighty. Well, isn't that just lovely? We're going to do this. I guess we're going to do this right now. 1 second. I just want to check one thing. Cult of Sotek has 7 settlements. Hexoatl has 4. Ghost of Pahwax has 2. Yeah, alright. ITZA, Gorok, 'tis time. And there we are. Now we are in Lustria. We can begin fighting there at the same time, and we might as well get the military access agreement with you.
In the name of the Phoenix King.
Maybe even a defensive alliance at some point, but we'll see. I'll think about it. Whether we actually want to keep this faction alive or not. There we go. Alright, I take it Gorok is wounded. Let's see. For how long? He is wounded for 1 turn, alright, he'll be up and running very quickly, and oh, he's another Saurus Lord as well, so we could get him our new units. And by new units I mean the ones that are the Blessed Spawning units. We have the Altar of the Horned Rat back here. Defenses aren't as great as I would like, but I think that we can start building those Mystic Barriers. We also have a Riptrodactyl Hatchery and a Saurus building, as well as a Kroq-Gar Labor District. It's not so bad. Mark of the Old Ones is actually owned by you, eh? Alright. And ITZA, how are the defenses looking here? They're pretty okay. ITZA is not going to fall easily. Growth plus 10 for all provinces and casualty or punishment faction-wide. Nice. And the, yeah, we'll acquire that as fast as possible. And this is bonuses against all the chaos stuff, which is also decent, but not something we need right now. And oh, I just realized we also have further capacity for various basties, which is going to be nice. Now, I guess we immediately need to start to recruiting. What are you, by the way? A strategist. Oh, you have 1 down, next to go. You also have Wailing Banner, which you do not need. What are you gonna recruit for Gorok here? We definitely want him to have Basties with Reviv. We probably want him to have at least 1 Solar Engine to buff his Saurus. And honestly, the Arc of Soteks are so good that we should probably have those. But you know what? And we're going to get 3 Fireleech Bolas first. It's pretty critical. Whoever we fight, whatever we do, Fireleech Bolas. Fireleech Bolas solve all your problems. Alrighty, good. At least in the early game. That may change later, and depending on what factions we face off against. But like for most factions, you want at least a few artillery pieces. I think for lizards, it's Fireleech Bolas that you want a few in every army. They're just too useful. Anyway, let's see what else we gotta do this turn. I'm very happy about Kroq-Gar, or Gorok rather. I'm happy with you too, Kroq-Gar. Sorry for... yeah, you get pets. Alrighty, now let's do buildings. Kingdom of the Beasts, you, 3,600, we can afford you since we are flush right now. Kasabar, let's get that hothouse hatchery up and running. Ooh, yes, more money from you. And Bagar, we'll keep it at tier 2 walls for now, though, just because I don't think it's super worth it. Then we'll get the gold mine up and running here. We got those stonemasons workshops coming up as well. Nice, nice, nice. Headhunters Jungle. Ultra the Horned Red. You know what? We might as well upgrade the Croxy Labor District. I'm kind of tempted to get a Templord here, but honestly, unless somebody attacks us with like 3 stacks, it's unlikely that the place can fall easily. And just stay as you are. Ooh, what we do want to check though, let's upgrade. Wait, Agril Migdal needs to be traded actually to these guys.
Can you see I'm busy?
Give us some money. Plus 40? Very nice. Ah, you're not willing to give us... Are we at war with any new factions? We're about to be. Very nice. There we go. You can have Agrul Migdal. And then you can have this. We will probably keep Death Gorge, but don't care about the Badlands. Propose offer.
Aye.
Lovely. Still not rising because of Imrik, but they'll get friendlier. It's just more wars that we're getting them all into. I guess we need to try to do the same thing with Karakadrin, if possible as well. Alright, now, several things. First of all, I want to see whether there are any new Saurus. Ooh, an arrogant Scarvet. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's real nice. We did want to get another perfect spawn for Kroq personally, but that doesn't mean we can't get the arrogant one somewhere else. Alright, you know, I take it Hydroxy or Pyroxy is going to need a few of those guys. Yeah, alright, let's get one here. Arrogant. We can also get one for Gorok. Well, we need these everywhere, so yeah. This one to start off with. Actually, so Pyroxy is maybe not going to have Saurus. I'm not so sure about it. There might not be enough room in Pyroxy's army, which would probably allow us to ignore Spawn Leader and commence the massacre in favor of Apex Hunter, which would give us, let's say, an enemy debuff, a decent amount of buffs as well. Actually, these feel like they're more defensive buffs by and large, and they're mostly debuffing the enemy melee capabilities. I don't know, these are generally not all Saurus buffs. In fact, other than Revered Leader and Combat Reflexes, they're not. Not actually sure that Apex Hunter is worth it, debuff or not. I'll think about it. Either way, Blood Frenzy is quite a nice buff. The speed and all of this stuff together. Enabled if in melee, eh? Alright, well, you can keep that. And then we'll see about getting a few more of these guys. Alrighty, anybody else need to move right now? We should also probably take a look at the other heroes. You can start recruiting. A couple of Sallies. We still only have capacity for 2, but that's going to change in a few turns. You are getting your first one of these guys, but I do want to double check the Skink Priests. Ah, there's a Skink Master now. And what do we have here? Another Kroq-Gar leader. Damn it. And I say damn it because maybe we want another one of these, but maybe not for now. I am tempted by the Skink Master. So the question is Skink Master better than Dicky Dick, which is Disciplined? Melee attack versus 10% speed. Speed will mean closing the distance with the enemy faster. But it will also mean not being able to join the army for the attack on Al-Haik. And we'll have no spells available then. You know what? We could that probably won't get milled in one turn. We could probably wait the turn. We should also check Skink Chiefs, as we do want more. You're a Scarvet. Wait, where can we generate Skink Chiefs? We could generate them here before, but now Karakazgal is under siege. Ah, okay, we can do here. Survivor, melee defense, weapon strength, and uncompromising. None of these are... Nah, they're all kind of meh. It's fine. We'll ignore those for now. Alright, back to building. Galbaraz, still ignoring you. Death Gorge, we definitely want the Grand Plaza, assuming that we actually keep the place. Wolfland, Star of Gorgoth, nope. Orion's Camp, yes, definitely upgraded. Headhunter's Jungle, we already checked, and I believe that's it. Just worked our way back up from the other way. Alrighty, now, I believe we're ready to end another turn, possibly get attacked somewhere. As long as there's no other Diplo things to do. I'm concerned because there's now a bunch more factions that we've discovered. So we haven't discovered Cathay, eh? Huh. Despite going reasonably far into their territory? Well, I also want to see what we're at here in terms of public relations. Or public order, rather, or these guys' relationship. They're starting to like each other more. They just better not attack each other. This is why I'm waiting to get the defensive alliance with Imrik, because as soon as we get it, if these two attack each other, it'll cause us problems. Anyway, with that, we're gonna end the turn. Skip. Let's see if Scarsnake attacks or whether we can get the defeat trait on his Soko. Alright, hopefully that plague leaves our territory. Imrik, you still want the defensive alliance? Yes, but no. Alright, Skarsnik. Will you attack immediately? Will you siege for another turn? Ah, Chameleon will attack and... Or wait, Chameleon will be attacked and oh my. Oh my. That's a lot of enemies for the Skink Army. In fact, it might be too many enemies for the Skink Army. I do wonder, will they still be able to reach us if we retreat? Let's give it a try. They won't attack at all. Oh, you just screwed up, because now we can probably attack whatever armies piecemeal by themselves. If we had our mage, I would have fought that, because I think Flock of Doom would be fantastic against the relatively low-armored and high-numbered Saurus. Looks like the Bloodhall Coven wants a fight. Fine by us. We'll ask Imric to join the fight as soon as we give him another territory. Now, wow, look at all these armies. And one's in march stance as well. Now, what do we have here? The right kind of warrior. Recruitment cost increase versus recruit rank, but a little bit of chaos corruption. It's such a tiny amount of chaos corruption, feels like it's not worth it. But I am going to give this a read. Rumors reach you of forces loyal to your ancient enemy, the Ruinous ones. Hey, those are my favorite ones. Obtaining a vile, corrupted foothold on Lustrian soil. However, you have recently instituted a new spawning program, resulting many new Lizardmen of the wrong caste. Will you send your depleted armies out or institute a fresh spawning of deadly Saurus warriors? Wait then strike gives us +1 recruit rank, and we are going to recruit some more stuff anyway. So, more Saurus warriors are required to defeat the ancient enemy's foul taint. It is a shame they were not spawned earlier, for Chaos's foul corruption now blights your lands and must be forced back. It's only 1 corruption. Ooh, Warden of the Living Pools got destroyed. That's -1 trade agreement. Quite the shame. Rikarth did it? No, it was this guy. They're not even fighting Rikarth. Huh, they're kind of friendly. A little bit worried about Cassetin here, but Gorok can take over. So, replace Lord, and the Rock of ITZA is on the field. Beautiful. And he has the Shield of Eons, and he has the Mace of Ulamak, so we can't get a quest, unfortunately. Would have been nice. Also, isn't Mirror's the Shield of Eons kind of meh? I mean, I like the armor. It's a massive amount of armor, but no ward save or anything like that? Funnily enough, he could have led a fire army, but probably not as well as a fire mage. Now, you have Skirmisher. What else do you have? And this is personal buffs for you. This is also physical resistance when defending. Protector of Lustria buffs Saurus and Temple Guard. And, melee defense only for Saurus, but physical resistance... Or rather, physical resistance only for Saurus, eh? Okay. Merely a flesh wound, passive ability, speed, melee attack, yada yada. Mighty opponent. The Great White Lizard, more physical resistance for the army. Massive amounts of physical resistance for his Saurus. Could this be a typo, or like, does it maybe actually give physical resistance to Temple Guard as well? I'm just wondering if we should get some Temple Guard in Gorok's army rather than going all Saurus. I'll think about it. I do have to wonder whether that does affect them. I guess we could summon the Regiment of Renown and see if it affects them. Well, either way, there's no fight for him, and we are rapidly running out of time, so we're going to do 2 things. First of all, Kroq-Gar, are you able to reach Carrick-Drawn? No, not this turn. Alright, then you're going to move forward, and you're going to attack it afterwards. Next turn, and then we will move southward. Then, Skarsnik is still sieging, but I don't think this will be a very interesting battle. I do, however, think that this one will be. So, Chameleon, you're gonna... Oh. There's actually not that many. These guys would get absolutely wrecked by our Skink army. We could go after this guy. And ignore... Well, I guess we could attack this and then ignore this. Wait. Stance, battle, march. Ooh, we can't actually reach you. And if we attack you, you might move away. Hard to say. Maybe both would be willing to fight. I'm just now thinking which battle would be better for our cinematic here. Oh, and you, mage, you can't reach King Sahut, can you? Huh. Maybe you would with this army? Let's find out. Let's put you into scouting now. Don't screw me on this dicky dick. I'm such an idiot. Yeah, we're gonna have to get Dicky Dick out of the army and to attack this. Okay. Well, it is what it is. And we're going to replace him anyway because I feel like probably Skink Master is the way to go. Let's do one more quick battle against King Senisret then, and we'll save another fight for next time around. Go, go, go. Might still be worthy of a cinematic, not sure, we'll find out. If it's too easy, then the next one that's this easy we'll just not do cinematically, but I wanted another fight, and I should have leveled up your spells, but too late. Alrighty, the battle cries come in from the Fire Leech Bola units as they rush forward. The enemy only has a single defender against the aerial units, and it's a mere skeleton archer unit, which is fairly low on HP in the first place. And there is a Kemrian War Sphinx, and these things look frickin' glorious here, however. So at least we have one unit that could potentially be threatening. Well, the Tomb King on the Kemrian War Sphinx, but Kemrian War Sphinx, and nonetheless. Yeah, that thing's decked out. Just as much gold as our own units have, possibly more. It'd be nice if we could incorporate all that Sphinx armor into one of our dinos somehow. Honestly, I feel like this battle is probably going to be too easy. The enemy army is already struggling against these two units of Fire Leech Bolas, and man, are the Fire Leech Bolas good against the poor Tomb Kings. That said, I'm sure they'll get annoyed eventually and will probably charge us, but we're probably going to get rid of a good amount of them before we go. Even gonna bother dropping our bombs as fast as possible just to try to get them to move forward. And it looks like that does in fact work. I feel like there's a threshold of either damage or units lost or something that the AI is programmed to take before it starts attacking. At least I assume that's the way it works. Because it always wants to take some damage, like a couple units killed is pretty much never enough, but when you do damage several units, then it decides that it wants to move forward. Anyway, we're going to start by focusing off the enemy dire doggos, mostly because they're fast and they're annoying and they might flank us, but otherwise the skeleton warriors aren't really all that much of a threat, and most of them will probably crumble apart before they reach our battle lines. Kemrian War Sphinx and Crypt-Cores are a different story, however, as neither are particularly affected by damage from the Fire Leech Bolas. And thus will probably be able to move forward just fine. Well, keep it up, Fire Leech Bolas. Let's see how many of those Skeleton Warriors or Tomb Guard or whatever manage to survive. I see that Realm of Souls coming in as well, so the enemy's going to get a little bit of healing up and running, which is actually probably good for its War Sphinx. Let's see, 5615, huh? Huh. Shouldn't it be healing? It's a single entity. Interesting that it isn't, unless 5615 is at its healing cap, but it's not showing it. That's probably the case. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to show the healing cap. No, fair enough. Let's keep going, keep killing those poor, not archers, but warriors and Tomb Guard and whatever, it doesn't really matter. Skeletons is the word I was looking for. And the enemy is getting closer and closer, though perhaps we can get a nice little duel in between our Carnosaur riding Saurus Oldblood and their War Sphinx riding Tomb King. Of course, the enemy Crypt-Cores are going to be fighting some of our Basties, but I don't really see the problem. And the Basties with Overwhelm just debuff so heavily. And here we go, Carnosaur versus War Sphinx, though it looks like the two are going to go past each other and turn around, which is not such a great thing, because you're going to start taking damage from both Chameleon Skinks, Below Darts, and the precursor weapon of the Chameleon Stalkers, and probably a few shots from the Skink Chief there as well. We don't actually want the Chameleon Stalkers fighting in melee, so we're just going to back them off. They look kind of adorable moving in and then running out. And I think they're getting knocked around but not damaged. Also, it looks like the enemy Lord is already in very bad shape, but at least we got some nice views of the fight between these two. And there we go. Alrighty, well, the enemy's gonna move some Crypt-Cores in. Chameleon barely took any damage, and it looks like it wasn't him that got the kill. No, he did about 2.5k damage, so roughly half of the HP that the enemy Lord had. and the other half was taken by these 4 units firing at him at the same time. So good job to Chameleon for working on par with 4 units in terms of sheer damage. And of course, one of those was pretty much all the precursor weapons from one of our units of Stalkers. Alrighty, well, just the Crypt Horrors left to knock down now. And that's gonna go real quick with the Carnosaur in there. I love watching the precursor weapons from the Chameleon Stalkers connect. Well, let's see how we're doing over here. Looks like the Red Crests and the Basties have overwhelmed the Crypt Horrors, and the only units that remained were the Tomb Guard that were still moving in, and then they crumbled away as well. Super, super easy. I really shouldn't have bothered with that one, but nah. Alright, yeah, that was obviously too easy. My bad. I just thought they might have a little bit more fight in them. In my defense, however, we probably couldn't have auto-resolved that anyway. Yes, we would have won, but I feel like the casualties would have been much more than we did via fighting it manually, which would have meant that the enemy would have had an easier time with us next turn. Who knows, with them probably attacking us with all of this, it might have been a lot worse. Anyway, with that, we are out of time, so I am going to have to call the episode here. Next time, we advance forward, both with Kanos, and Chameleon, towards the remnants of the followers of Nagash. More importantly, we start building up Gorok's army and attacking anybody who's in reach, really. Does he have any regiments of renown we could put in his army? We could give him the Temple Guard, but that's supposed to go to Mazdamundi. I don't know, I'll think about it. We have to figure out what exactly kind of army he's going to have other than Saurus. We don't want to repeat of... Oh, wow, look at this. He's got a lot of nice defeat traits. Damn, well done to Gorok. After all that. Oh, good job to him. But yeah, we'll probably also reset his skills, because I don't think Skirmisher is gonna be the way to go. Other than Saurus, or possibly Temple Guard, but I still think that Temple Guard should probably be with Mazdamundi, if we can get him before he dies, because he buffs them and reduces their upkeep, unless I'm mistaken. We have to figure out what Gorok wants other than Saurus, though Saurus he does want, because obviously. Yeah, maybe he could do our, well, not Corned Ones, that's probably going to be Krocky's purview. Though he likes dinos as well. Kind of a hard decision. And there's a lot of options, but maybe we could do the Razordons with Krocky instead. Or just get a bunch of Dreadsaurians or something for him. Or Feral Carnosaurs, I'm not sure yet. It'll be a while before we have access to Dreadsaurians anyway, and we probably will put the big Dreadsaurian, the main one, into Kroq-Gar's army. And Gorok is very worthy of it too. Either way, at 1.2k per turn, it's not worth it to get it right now. Anyway, that'll be a decision as we build up that army. We will be continuing to advance here. Gorok or Kroq-Gar, oh, that's going to get confusing now. Kroq-Gar is going to move down through the Bloody Hands' territory, and we will hopefully kill Skarsnik, acquire his defeat trait. Can we actually reach him? No, but we can reach our settlement, which will hopefully be fine. And... well, I guess we'll see. We'll defeat him, and we will also start building up our fire army. Namely, I think we're already able to get another one of these guys as well. Yes, that's 2 out of 4 Iron Drakes, and I'm sure... no, that's 3 out of 4 Iron Drakes, and then as soon as we get another one, that'll be basically most of the army is complete. We just need to make sure we get the Salamanders and Ancient Salamanders, which are coming in only 4 turns, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Pyroxy will have a nice army sooner than you'd think. Anyway, more battles to come, so stay tuned for more Lizards. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.